You are failing because you are operating from a place of scarcity, and she can smell it on you like a cheap, desperate cologne. Every time you pick up your phone to see if she's watched your latest story, every time you draft a 3-paragraph explanation of your feelings, and every time you ask her friends how she's doing, you are digging a deeper grave for the attraction she once had for you. Let's be brutally honest. She didn't just wake up one day and decide to be bored. She felt a slow, agonizing decline in your masculine frame until there was nothing left for her to respect. Women do not leave men they admire. They leave men they have outgrown emotionally, or men who have become predictable, stagnant, and emotionally dependent. If you want her back, you have to stop acting like a victim of her choices and start acting like the architect of your own value. Right now, you are a solicitor begging for a moment of her time. You need to become the CEO who is too busy building an empire to notice if she's looking. This is not about tricks. This is about a fundamental shift in your DNA. If you want to change her mind, you have to first change your energy. Attraction is not a choice she makes with her logical brain. It is a biological response to the man you represent. Currently, you represent a liability. You represent a man who needs her validation to feel whole. That is the ultimate attraction killer. Think about it from our perspective. A woman wants a man who is a mountain, stable, unmoving, and indifferent to the weather. When you chase us, you aren't being romantic. You are being the storm, and we are looking for shelter elsewhere. You think your honesty about your feelings is a strength, but to her, it feels like a heavy backpack you're asking her to carry. She has enough of her own emotional weight. She doesn't want yours, too. Most men make the fatal mistake of trying to talk a woman back into attraction. You cannot logic your way into someone's heart. You can't negotiate desire. If I do X, will you love me again? Is the most pathetic question a man can ask. The moment you ask for a roadmap to her heart, you've proven you aren't a leader. A leader knows the way because he is focused on the destination, not the approval of the passengers. You need to understand the repulsion factor. This happens when your presence becomes an obligation. If she feels like she should text you back or should care about your day, she will resent you. Resentment is the opposite of desire. To kill that resentment, you must remove the obligation. You must disappear. Not as a game, but as a necessity for your own survival. You need to enter a period of absolute silence where your only focus is the man in the mirror. You've let that man go. He's soft, he's reactive, and he's focused on the wrong things. Look at your life. If she never came back, would your life be a tragedy or a masterpiece? If the answer is tragedy, then you have no business being in a relationship. You are using her as a crutch for your lack of purpose. This is why she lost interest. She realized she was the only thing giving you life, and that is a terrifying amount of pressure for a woman to feel. We want to be the rib, not the whole body. We want to be an addition to a life that is already legendary. If your life is a boring, gray room, no amount of "I love you" texts will make her want to step back inside. You need to start painting the walls. You need to find a mission that matters more to you than her opinion of you. This is the masculine independence that is so often talked about, but so rarely practiced. It means that if she calls you today, or if she never calls you again, your heart rate stays the same. That is true power. That is the stability we crave. When a woman senses that you are no longer affected by her distance, her curiosity is triggered. She starts to wonder, what changed? Why doesn't he need me anymore? This is the first spark of re-attraction. It's the shift from her being the prize to you being the prize. But you can't fake this. If you are just acting unbothered while checking your phone every 6 minutes, she will feel the frequency of your desperation. You have to actually become unbothered. You have to get so deep into your fitness, your career, your social circle, and your hobbies that you genuinely forget to check your notifications. That is when the magic happens. Let's talk about the emotional anchor. Right now, her anchor is set in a version of you that is weak. You need to pull that anchor up and set it somewhere else. This requires a total overhaul of your social proof. Women are hyper-aware of how other people perceive you. If you are moping around, looking disheveled, and radiating heartbreak energy, you are a low-value asset. You need to get out. You need to be seen in environments where you are the authority. You need to be seen with other people, laughing, engaging, and leading. When she sees, either through the grapevine or social media, that you are thriving and that other people, especially other women, are drawn to your energy, her biological competitive anxiety kicks in. She starts to think that she might have made a mistake. She starts to worry that she let a high-value man go while his stock was low, and now it's skyrocketing. This is the only way to get her back. Make her feel the pain of the loss. Right now, she hasn't lost anything because you are still there, waiting like a loyal dog. You have to give her the gift of your absence. Let her feel what life is truly like without your support, your texts, and your validation. Let her sit in the silence you've left behind. Most men break during this silence. They get to day 10, they get lonely, they get a few drinks in them, and they send that, "Hey, was just thinking about you" text. And just like that, the clock resets to 0. You've just told her that you are still her safety net. You've told her she can keep exploring other options because you'll be right there when she's bored. Stop being the backup plan. A man of value is never a backup plan. He is the plan A, or he is out of the building. You need to develop a tough love relationship with your own ego. Your ego wants to fix things now. Your ego wants the hit of dopamine from her reply. You must kill that part of yourself. You need to embrace the discomfort of the unknown. This is where your masculine core is forged, in the fire of uncertainty. If you can stay calm while your world is shifting, you become dangerous in the best way possible. You become a man she can't ignore because most men are weak. Most men fold. If you are the one man who doesn't fold, you are the top 1%. Let's look at the anecdotal evidence. I've seen men who were literally blocked on everything. They were the creepy ex who wouldn't stop calling. Then, something snapped. They finally listened. They went dark for 6 months. They hit the gym until they looked like a different person. They got a promotion or started a side hustle. They started traveling. And they did it for themselves, not for her. One day, they posted a photo of themselves at a high-end event, looking sharp, laughing with a group of beautiful people. Within 24 hours, she unblocked them. Why? Because the person they became was a stranger to her, and she wanted to meet that stranger. That is the pull strategy. You aren't pushing yourself into her life. You are pulling her into yours because your life looks like a party she wasn't invited to. When she does eventually reach out, and if you do this right, she almost always will, most men blow it immediately. They get a, "Hey," and they respond with a novel. No. When she reaches out, you must maintain the frame. You are polite, you are brief, and you are busy. You don't bring up the past, you don't ask for explanations, you treat her like a new acquaintance you are mildly interested in, but not yet sold on. This is the test. She is testing to see if the new you is a costume or a transformation. If you fold at the first sign of her attention, she knows it was a costume, and she will disappear again, this time for good. You have to prove through your consistency that you are no longer the man who was dependent on her. You are the man who is the master of his own emotional state. This is the path to true masculine stability. It's not about being a jerk, it's about being centered. A jerk is someone who is mean to hide his insecurity. A centered man is someone who is kind but has ironclad boundaries. He doesn't allow his time to be wasted. He doesn't tolerate disrespect. He knows his worth and he expects the world to meet him there. If she can't meet you there, you are prepared to walk away and never look back. That willingness to walk away is the ultimate aphrodisiac. It shows that you have options. It shows that your self-respect is higher than your desire for her. When a woman knows she can lose you, she works to keep you. When she knows she has you no matter what she does, she loses interest. It is a simple, brutal law of nature. You need to stop viewing this as a breakup and start viewing it as an upgrade period. You are in the shop, getting a new engine, a new paint job, and a new navigation system. When you roll back out onto the street, the world should barely recognize you. This applies to every area of your life. Your style needs to improve, your posture needs to improve, your eye contact needs to be unwavering. You need to speak less and say more. You need to stop explaining yourself. Explanations are for people who are seeking permission. You don't need permission to be a man of high value. You just are. And let's address the fear. The fear that if you don't contact her, she'll forget you or find someone else. Here is the reality. If she finds someone else while you are bettering yourself, he is just a rebound used to fill the void you left. If you are truly leveling up, no average guy she meets at a bar is going to compare to the titan you are becoming. And if she does forget you, then she was never capable of seeing your value anyway, and you've just cleared space for a woman who will. But she won't forget. Women have long emotional memories. They remember how you made them feel. If the last thing you made her feel was pity, you have to overwrite that with intrigue. Intrigue is born in the dark. It is born in the space between your old self and your new self. Every day you stay in no contact, you are building that intrigue. You are becoming a mystery again. And women are obsessed with solving mysteries. Do not give her the answers. Make her earn them. This is the roadmap to reattraction. It is a lonely road at first. It requires you to sit with your pain without numbing it with her attention. It requires you to go to the gym when you feel like crying. It requires you to work on your business when you feel like staring at the wall. But on the other side of that discipline is a man that no woman in her right mind would ever want to leave. You will reach a point where you realize that you don't even need her back. You'll look at the man you've become and the life you've built, and you'll realize that she was just the catalyst for your greatness. And ironically, that is exactly when she will be most desperate to return. Because a woman wants to be part of a man's success, not the reason for his failure. Stop being the reason she's embarrassed. Become the reason she's proud to have known you. This shift isn't just about her. It's about the standard you set for your life. If you allow yourself to be a doormat for one woman, you will be a doormat for the world. If you stand up, find your spine, and demand excellence from yourself, the world will follow suit. This is the high-value mindset. It is blunt, it is hard, and it is the only thing that works. You have been playing a losing game because you've been playing by her rules, the rules of feelings and talking it out. Throw those rules away. Start playing by the rules of power, presence, and purpose. When you lead your own life, she will want to follow. When you chase her life, she will run. It is as certain as gravity. So, starting today, You are a ghost to her and a god to yourself. You are building a temple of masculine strength. You are refining your mind, your body, and your bank account. You are becoming a man of such immense value that her leaving will eventually be seen as the best thing that ever happened to you. Not because it brought her back, but because it brought you back to life. You were sleepwalking through your relationship, getting comfortable, getting soft. She did you a favor by waking you up. Now, stay awake. Don't go back to sleep the moment she sends a thinking of you text. Stay sharp, stay hungry, stay focused. The version of you that she left is dead. Don't try to resurrect him. Build a new man from the ashes, a man who is independent, emotionally stable, and unapologetically masculine. That man doesn't need to beg for a woman's love. He commands it just by existing. You have the potential to be that man, but you have to stop being a coward. You have to face the silence. You have to face the rejection. You have to realize that your value isn't found in her eyes. It's found in your actions. Every rep in the gym, every hour of deep work, every social interaction where you hold your frame, that is where your value is built. She is just a mirror reflecting that value back to you. If the mirror is showing you someone weak, don't break the mirror. Change the man standing in front of it. This is the path of the masculine elite. It is not for everyone. Most men will watch this, agree with it, and then go back to checking her Instagram. Those men will continue to suffer. But you have a choice. You can be the man who takes this tough love and turns it into a kingdom. You can be the man who shifts the dynamic so completely that she spends the next 5 years wondering how she was ever foolish enough to let you go. This is about more than a girl. This is about your legacy as a man. Do you want to be remembered as the guy who fell apart over a breakup, or the guy who used a breakup as fuel to become a legend? The choice is yours, and the clock is ticking. Every second you spend missing her is a second you aren't building yourself. Redirect that energy. Channel that pain into progress. If you feel like calling her, go do 100 push-ups. If you feel like checking her status, go read a book on finance or psychology. Transform the negative energy of heartbreak into the positive energy of ambition. This is the alchemy of the high-value male. We take the lead of rejection and turn it into the gold of success. And trust me, once you have the gold, the lead doesn't matter anymore. You will find that as you grow, your taste in women changes too. You might realize that she wasn't actually the one, she was just the one who taught you how to be a man. And that realization is the ultimate freedom. When you no longer put her on a pedestal, she has no choice but to look up at you. That is where the attraction lives, in the space between her current state and your elevated state. Close the gap on your own terms. Don't wait for her permission to be happy. Don't wait for her approval to be successful. Be those things now, in the silence, in the dark, and watch how the light of your transformation eventually reaches her. And when it does, you will be the one holding all the cards. You will be the one deciding if she is worthy of the new man you've become. That is the only version of this story that ends in your favor. So get to work. No more excuses, no more, but she said this, or but we were that. That was then, this is now. The past is a ghost, and the future is yours to build. Be the man she can't ignore, because you've finally become the man who can ignore her if he chooses. That is the definition of magnetic masculine independence. It is the core of attraction, the foundation of respect, and the key to a life well lived. Go out there and claim it. Do not settle for being the guy who tried to get her back. Be the guy who became so great that she had to try to get him back. That is the only goal worth pursuing. Stay focused, stay disciplined, and above all, stay in your frame. The world is watching, and more importantly, you are watching yourself. Don't let that man down. He's been waiting for you to lead him for a long time. Now is the moment to start. Every choice you make from this second forward must align with the man you want to be, not the man you used to be. The transition is painful, but the result is permanent. You are shedding your skin. You are outgrowing your old limitations. This is your rebirth. Embrace the fire. Let it burn away everything that is weak, everything that is needy, and everything that is dependent. What remains will be pure, unadulterated, masculine strength. And that strength is the most attractive force on the planet. Use it wisely. Use it to build a life you love. And if she happens to be the woman who gets to stand by your side while you live it, let it be because she earned her spot, not because you begged her to stay. That is how you win. That is how you re-attract her. That is how you become a king in your own right. Now, take a deep breath, put your phone away, and go do something that makes you better than you were 10 minutes ago. Your new life starts the moment you stop living for her and start living for your mission. Be the man. The world needs you to be him. She needs you to be him. But most importantly, you need you to be him. No more looking back. The horizon is ahead, and it's time to start walking toward it with your head held high and your heart made of stone. This is your time. Don't waste another second. The work begins now.